Good evening. Good evening. It is Thursday. It is 8:30 p.m. You know what that means. It's another episode of Between Two Beards. He is Pluggo. I am JPJ. Thank you all for joining. Hope another fun night that we try to do here on Thursday nights here on Love Wrestling. Pluggo.
Yes, sir.
How we doing, my friend? How are we today?
We are well. We have a packed episode tonight. We spent some extra money. Again, as I posted on Twitter, I will apologize to all the potential Love Wrestling shows down the pipe. We might be shut down after tonight because I spent what they call a mint on our special surprise guest, who we will have him pop in here in a little
bit.
Yeah,
a little bit, right? A little bit.
We're not going to give it away.
We're not going to give it away. Yeah, not in the top. We got to let the people get in here. We got to let the people get in.
Call it
here.
a tease in the business.
Yeah, we got to let the people get in.
Because there was a week. It was a week of professional wrestling. A good week at that.
It was. A lot of stuff happened. Oh, our Parrish in the chat saying hello. Hello, my friend. Thanks for hopping in. Yeah. Some big things happened. I mean, I think we are going to be talking about a couple things in depth.
Maybe.
Maybe.
You never know.
Yeah. And, we're going to end it with a draft like we always do. But as people are filing in here, we want to say hello. Welcome to Between Two Beards. If you were with us at the top, we can touch this a little quickly. But if you were with us at the top, you did see the picture of the RIP for one Norm Macdonald, one of the funniest men to ever walk this planet, who passed away the other day, very sadly. I know, Pluggo, you and I are around the same age. Norm Macdonald has been around the majority of our lives, I would say. SNL, he was part of the early Sandler the early Sandler movies with Billy Madison, and then obviously his own stand-up work. He was one of the all-time great guests on like late night shows, whether it was The Tonight Show, whether it was Conan, Letterman, one of the all-timers. He would just say, the most ridiculous stuff, but he was an all-time guest. You probably saw all the videos floating around social media. Obviously, the day it happened, he has that famous video where he's on the roast of Bob Saget, and he goes up there and like purposefully bombs and just tells these terrible jokes. Oh, yes. And Tim, great pull. Great pull. He was the dog in Dr. Dolittle, the remake with Eddie Murphy, which is a good movie. I stand by those movies. You know what's one of my favorite Eddie Murphy movies? Not nearly like near the top. Like we all know what's near the top. Like all
Daddy
of them,
Daycare.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Dude, I love that movie too.
Daddy Daycare is an awesome Steve Zahn, and who I love as well. Great in that movie. Jeff Garlin, who it's obviously on Curb Your Enthusiasm, but great. Yes. That is a great movie, Daddy Daycare. Oh,
I missed. What do you mean?
We want to say hi to our boy. Yeah, I missed. And then he just opens the door and he's like, oh, and it's everywhere. Honk, honk. Thanks for hopping in. The dog was essential to those Dr. Dolittle movies. He was hilarious. Dirty Deeds, yep, very good. Very, very good. Man, he was in he had a movie.
He was never like the star, right? But he always had the memorable parts in movies where you're like his little, like, I loved it, the Turd Ferguson.
Yeah, Turd Ferguson.
It's just funny. It's just funny.
Yeah, it's a funny name. I got a big hat. You see my big hat?
Hey.
And we got producer Joe. He said just finished his shift and he's watching us on the way home. We know you can't be here physically, but at least you're in the chat. You're here in spirit always, my friend. Thanks for hopping in.
Pull my seltzer water for you.
Right. All right. So
he's out on assignment this week, so. But you get this fine mug at lovewrestlingshop.ca.
Funny. Oh man. Yeah, Norm was you got the mask.
Got the mask too. Guys, go to lovewrestlingshop.ca, get your merch.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of Norm Macdonald love in the chat, as there should be. Yeah, he was an all-timer. an absolute all-timer. And I know even though you and I aren't from Canada, he is a Canadian,
Yes.
Norm Macdonald. So love wrestling, based out of Canada. A lot of Canadians contribute and are part of our family here at Love Wrestling. And Norm Macdonald, one of the great Canadians, one of the great people, one of the great comedians of all time. Rest in peace. Very, very sad. I was bummed out when I heard that news. I was bummed out.
Absolutely. It's a punch to the gut.
Oh, and Tim says I will get my merch once it has B2B on it. You never know, man. Stay tuned.
Don't you
Stay
worry,
tuned.
my
Hopefully.
friend.
Hopefully. Stay tuned.
After tonight, we might need to start our own little merch
We
company
might.
to make some
We
money
might.
back from what
Yeah.
we just spent. But
Yeah. So before we dive into the wrestling talk, because I know people want to hear the wrestling talk, you and I had a little we had a special last week where we talked about, trust me, Jeremy, we're going to be talking about Breaker 19
we're gonna
and
go
a
ahead
little
and do this now.
yes, we're going to be talking about that in detail, my friend, in detail. And my Joe says Canada better than Cool Runnings.
Canada, Cool Runnings was filmed in Canada.
That is true.
They
That is true.
held the Olympics in Canada
That is
during
true.
Cool Runnings. You watch it, Joe. I know you're not behind the glass today, but you
That is
watch
true.
it.
I'm just saying. That is a true statement. That is a true statement. All right.
Oh,
Man. All right. So we had a little special last week where we talked about some football
we
and
should.
we made some picks. And it's week one. You know, it's week one. You should never. No, you should never. It's week one. There's a long season ahead of us. However, we look like damn fools.
Here, let
And,
me
and if
give
there's
you.
one, and if there's one thing I don't like looking like, it's a fool. You understand? And we look like fools with some of the picks that we had and the way that they performed
Let's see.
on Sunday. Garbage.
JPJ, Pats fan. L. I'm a Browns fan. L.
You play the Chiefs, though.
I know.
You at
but
least have a little bit. We played the
let
friggin'
me-
Dolphins.
Let me tell you, I was up. I didn't get home in time to catch the first half. I get there. Second I get there, Chubb fumbles. We lose. We were up by 12.
Yeah.
Anyway, L. Super Bowl pick, Green Bay Packers. Big L.
Yep.
Just taking L's.
Yep.
Titans, L. Bills, L. Just L's. Week one, none of our picks panned out.
Tim,
we-
what?
Oh.
We're gonna. Tim, yes. As growing up in New England, the Patriots always use September as extended spring training. No, I'm sorry, preseason. Jesus, what sport am I watching? As extended, I don't even know. As extended preseason. There's been times where we've had the best team in the league and we're like 1-3, and everyone's like, "Oh, the Patriots, it's over," and then we win the Super Bowl. So it's not gonna happen this year. I'm not saying that. It's not gonna happen this year. But the first month of the season, they're still figuring shit out. So
Yeah. So,
that's true.
and
But
no,
you go. You go, my friend.
Are we doing this now? We're just going to.
I'm gonna do it right now. I'm gonna do it right now.
So let me set the stage. So our special guest was unavailable to stop in, but he did send us a video. He is a Bengals fan. They are 1-0. I messaged this certain gentleman and I said, "Hey, listen, in the spirit of continuing to blow Spencer's budget and just spending his money like it's ours, do you think you could send us over like a 30-second hype video for the Bengals? I know you're one of the biggest wrestling names out there right now. You are the Scoop King. Some of you may know him as the Dong Lord." And he said, "Sure, I will." Not only did he send us he gave us a minute for our money. So
Not only did he give us a minute, he gave us a scoop.
A scoop. Mr. Scoop
He
King
gave us
himself,
our own scoop
Sean Ross Sapp.
on Between Two Beards. You heard it here first, guys. Sean Ross Sapp, the king.
So before
The king.
Spencer loses his mind, I asked for 30 seconds. I paid for 30 seconds. He gave us a minute. So in my book, that's a win.
It also means we have to pay him double. So Spencer's going to be pissed.
And he mentions you, Spencer. He calls you out in this video a little bit.
Yes.
But yeah, so the budget has officially been blown as soon as the invoice gets to Spencer's desk. We might not have a show after tonight, But without further
ado, get ready
ladies
because
and
there is a
gentlemen,
wrestling scoop in this. This is a legitimate scoop from the Scoop
from
King,
Sean Ross Sapp himself,
from Sean Ross Sapp
of Fightful. Go
of
subscribe to Fightful. They're good people.
Fightful.com. Uh-oh. Spencer's in the chat. Wait. Payment. It already happened, Spencer. It already happened.
It's already here.
We're sorry.
We're about to play
We're
it right
sorry.
now.
It already happened. It already happened.
I pulled SRS.
But here comes the scoop. The
Here
Between Two Beards official Sean Ross Sapp scoop.
I was asked to appear on this show and hype up the Bengals. I don't know what that means. They're 1-0. They're undefeated. They're going to win the Super Bowl this year. But you're a Canadian. You probably don't even care about football anyway. I don't know. I just signed a new contract. I don't have to do outside bookings if I don't want to. But I'm being paid handsomely for this. Blew your whole budget on this. So what I'm going to do, instead of giving you 30 seconds, I'm going to give you a full minute with a huge wrestling scoop to give you your money's worth at the end of this minute. Now, I don't have to do that. I'm just a great guy with a brand new contract, as I mentioned, not forced to do anything that I don't want to do. So let's get straight to the point. The huge scoop that I'm about to drop. Oh, sorry, the minute's up. I gave you more than what you asked for. Have a good show.
Wow. Wow. Unbelievable.
Unbelievable scoop. Sean Ross Sapp.
You know, you never know.
Has already messaged me.
Yes, he's messaged me too, and there was not kind words.
It
was not kind. Yeah, we're in trouble.
I bought fireworks, so now it's technically the most expensive episode in Love Wrestling history. You're welcome. Wrestling Scoops brought to you by Sean Ross Sapp.
This is the single funniest thing we have ever done. What a tease, you know?
Welcome to
You never know what's going to happen and what's not going to happen here on Between Two Beards on Love Wrestling Thursday nights, guys.
Let's just bask in the
bask in the glory that was
Sean Ross
Sapp breaking a scoop and an official
on Between Two Beards.
Scoop on Between Two Beards. Incredible. Side note, we would both very much like to thank Sean Ross Sapp for sending in that video. He did not need to do that.
Absolutely.
And he was an awesome guy. Like he put himself over in the video that he was a great guy and actually did that. So
our
very cool of him.
Very nice.
I met him SummerSlam weekend, as nice in person as he was for doing that video. So that's what they call a swerve. That's what they call a swerve in this business. A swerve. Anyway, let's talk about Big E. You want to talk about Big E? I want to talk about Big E.
Before we talk about Big E,
what?
Let me just break down real quick. We've spent Spencer's money on Warren Hayes to just talk about water. He danced.
Warren Hayes was on here twice.
We had Alex Kane, an up-and-coming wrestling like indie guy, talk about cereal.
Sure
and then we have SRS, which I got to tell you, that bill is long.
Yeah. Yeah, when he sent that invoice over, I was like, ooh.
There was some zeros on there that I didn't even know existed.
Whoa.
So
but hey, sometimes, you know, for quality content and for the people who support us from day one-ish. We gotta pull the punches, guys. You have an expectation of us, we have an expectation of ourselves.
We will gladly sit in Spencer's office tomorrow and take
sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do for the people.
For you guys.
You gotta do what you gotta do for the people. But anyway, all right, let's talk about some
of the week after. Well, the second biggest news, we had SRS on Between Two Beards. Big E, world champion. Let's go.
Yes, long overdue. I love Big E. That Raw was in Boston. I had a ticket to that Raw, and I could not go to that Raw due to the shoot job,
brother.
And I was pissed. And then when he announced that he was going to cash in on Twitter earlier in the day, I was like, how the hell do I get out of this? What do I do?
Yes, I am.
Yeah. IOUs. Like Dumb and Dumber with IOUs. Be like, yeah, well, that's we owe you.
But yes, long overdue for a guy.
Oh my God.
He's one of the nice guys. I mean, I don't know him personally, right? But you hear everyone talk about him and nobody ever has an unkind word to say about that man. So good for him.
Yep. And
Proud
he
man.
shows up on Raw. He's got the Money in the Bank briefcase, and he was right there at the beginning. Or they moved the Extreme Rules title match between Lashley and Orton to Raw, so it was happening on Raw. Big E announced he announced on Friday on SmackDown that he would be at Raw. And then earlier in the day on Twitter, he just came right out and he was like, "I'm cashing in the Money in the Bank briefcase tonight, and I'm going to be the new WWE champion."
Which we all thought, right? If we're being
We all thought it was.
WWE
I thought it was bullshit.
right, it's like he posts it.
Yeah.
He's going to go there. Some shenanigans are going to happen. They're not actually going to, he's not going to call his shot. Something will happen. And no, you sat there and he had Lashley kicks out initially and you think, oh shoot, here it is. Something's going to happen. And no, he got the 1, 2, 3 and that's awesome.
Yeah, dude. And you could
if
see.
you don't like Big E being world champion, I don't know what to tell you. Like,
Yeah.
He's over. He's immensely funny. He's super talented. He could do the serious. He can do the funny. He's perfect. He's got a good look to him, big size. I mean, what do you want? What else do you want if you're not a fan?
Yeah. The future is bright for Big E, but when Lashley loses to Oldberg in Saudi Arabia, it's going to be a sad day for Lashley. Yeah, probably. I think he loses to Goldberg, and then I think Big E is going to get his dream match that Spencer, if he's still in the chat, is waiting for.
He's crying in the corner.
He is crying.
I sent
He
the
is crying.
invoice over when he messaged us. He's
But
trying to
Spencer,
figure out where to get the money. So please go to lovewrestlingshop.ca, get you a mug, get you a mask. Don't worry, I'm going to try to recoup some of that money right there. It works because the mask, they might be coming back, guys. You want to look good.
why would you put that into the ether like that?
I'm just being. Hey, I just spent.
Here it is. 2 meaty men slapping meat. That's I was waiting for it. I was waiting for it. Big E's gonna get his damn dream match. He's gonna get his damn dream match against Goldberg. And that's exactly what it's gonna be. 2 meaty men slapping meat.
Well, be Big E slapping beat and Goldberg going. I can't.
Big E better beat him in a minute and a half. I would nothing more. All right, let's get to this one. Maybe jumping ahead here, but do you think they'll use this as an opportunity to merge WWE and Universal Championship? Keep Big E on SmackDown to make it happen. There's another draft coming up, so probably not. I think this was a perfect reason for them to get the New Day back together because I think it was made quite apparent from the get-go that even though all 3 of those men are great individually and together, that they should have never broken up the friggin' New Day.
They can't leave well
What
enough
the
alone.
hell?
They were.
Huh?
I know what. Yeah, they're just too cute. WWE's like, well, let's do it. What? No. They should never break up. They should never have them. They should. If they ever go their separate ways, it should be like an amicable split. It should just be, and then they come back together because those 3, you can see they genuinely are happy for each other's success. They're in this together because I'm not going to lie. When they debuted, I was like, this isn't going to work because the way they had initially positioned it, I was like, this is going to be bad.
Yes.
And it turned out to be one of the best things that WWE's came up with in the last 7 years. So please don't lose this.
Yeah. And it's just like, they didn't need to, it's just stupid. Like, you know how you can have Big E have a big singles run by just booking him to have a big singles run. You don't have to separate him from the New Day to do that. They don't have to be on separate shows for Big E to move up to, like it just doesn't need to happen that way.
They could have written it something like we wanted Big E to get drafted separate because he's too loyal to us to go do his own thing. But Xavier and Kofi see Big E as like, hey, we see the potential as world champion, and you're not going to do that with us because you're too loyal to the group. They could play it a way where they go separate ways, but I think it's time. Let's get them back together. Let them run. Xavier Woods doing the WWE champion. Like, I love that. Like,
oh yeah,
let's get that going.
Yeah, and
pancakes and positivity, absolutely.
Right. Like, who doesn't want to be having fun and be positive the whole time? Our buddy Throwback popped in the chat. He said, "Hey guys, I cut my show short. Can't wait for Tuesday." Oh, Tuesday.
What's Tuesday?
I'm going to be on his show. I'm doing my picks. against Mr. Jensen, I
Oh!
believe, Mr. Steven Jensen
A point
on
of
Throwback
viewing,
Show.
because
So
word on the street is, JPJ, that if you beat Steven Jensen, who is fantastic, by the way,
yeah.
go check him out. He's a good dude. I'm your next opponent.
Oh, okay. So I'll beat him, and then I'm just going to beat you. So that's kind of what we're doing there. So
Pluggo Breaker out picks everyone.
Parrish says New Day never broke up; they just spread it. Yes, I know they played it that way, but they didn't need to be separated.
Now,
You could have got to this goal by
it.
just keeping them together and just
They
having the
did look
three of them be
genuinely
together, which
shocked
is what
that they
everybody
got
wanted.
split up.
Yeah, it was just like I don't
You
know.
didn't say E's name. You didn't say E's name.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
I
Big
there.
E's face, like if you see that picture of the three of them leaning on the ropes, you can see Big E's face, and he's just like, you could see like the utter disappointment on his. You know what I mean?
He's champion. All is right in the world. We're spending money left and right. Like, we got it. Thank you, Spencer Love.
I mean, not thank you, Spencer Love. I mean, yeah, thank you, but
It wasn't my money.
He's not gonna be happy. He ain't gonna be happy.
We're gonna get another email.
Yeah, there is. Parrish did write something that I want to address. So he said, "Can you guys, as Americans who know the powerhouse of Monday Night Football, that WWE has to do things like this to keep ratings simply because during football season it's a hard sell? Explain this to people who don't know Monday Night Football." All right. Well,
it is. It's a prime time NFL.
Oh.
The NFL, if you don't know, is a juggernaut
yeah.
in America. If you go down like TV ratings, which I know the TV ratings conversation is boring, but the top 5, 10, 15 programs, 12 of them are football games, right?
Oh, yeah.
Just on Sundays, Mondays. So for the WWE, they do have a challenge on Monday nights of competing with football, but I can tell you that, like, as a wrestling fan, I flip through both of them. I flip back and forth, but it's hard to keep that pace for any show on cable. So if you do a respectable number on Monday night against the NFL, I don't think any network is, crapping on you. But I think this particular instance to pop a rating, I think had to do with
AEW beating them in the demographic.
I know people are gonna go, whoa, there you guys go again. You're being AEW marks, but I think that had to do with
it 100% did,
because NFL, as big as it is not Monday Night Football, or is not Monday Night Raw's competition. Like, it's huge.
You know how many people? Do you know how many people watched? That was a game between the Raiders and the Ravens, and let's be honest, who gives a shit about both those teams? So let's be real. Who cares about the Raiders and the Ravens?
But they popped a huge number.
But it's 17.4 million people.
Yeah,
17.4 million people watched that game on Monday night. Raw can't even get 2 million people every week to watch.
And
that's not competition. They weren't
getting 2 million people last week either.
Yeah, exactly. They might have barely gone over, but exactly, they weren't getting 2 million people when there was no Monday Night Football. So that yes, I do think that they do big shows, or they try to in the past to compete. They've always booked the show correctly. Like when it's halftime on Monday Night Football, they make sure that they have a big segment going on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they've always been smart when it comes to things like that. But in general, I don't think, you're not going to compete with that. When you get 15, 16, 17 million people watching football every week, no matter the teams, you're never going to compete with that. I think Big E, I think it was more of, like you said, Pluggo, it was more of a reaction that last week, Dynamite outdrew Monday Night Raw in the key demographic of 18 to 49 males. And this was their answer to that by going, all right, well, you're not going to outdraw us this week because we're having this guy who everyone loves win the championship. And we'll have to see. I
hate to be that guy. I'm going to be that guy. I think this is just another one of those, like, oh, wait till football season's over. Like, the WWE is very good about, like, oh, now we're going up against Monday Night Raw. So just wait till, the end of football season. We'll get back to that. Then it'll be Royal Rumble. Then it'll be Mania. I think they just need to focus in on what they're doing, put on the best possible show that they could put on and give us fans what they want, which they did. They gave us Big E as a world champion. They gave us something else on Tuesday that got a lot of mixed reviews, but they, the stuff on SmackDown on Friday night was really well. That was a good show too. I mean, it was the Madison Square Garden show, and they made a few faux mistakes by, I think, cutting a women's match out and not giving Selena Vega her due. But the show overall was very good. So they just need to focus on what they're doing, put out a good product. Don't worry about football, because if you're a football fan, you're watching football. If you're a wrestling fan, you're going to watch wrestling. So it's going to be hard to get casual viewers during Monday nights, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't try. And I think they're going to have to start trying at some point.
I mean, they have to.
Whether we want to admit it or not, AEW beating them in the ratings even one time would send shockwaves throughout the wrestling world. And I mean, people are going right now like, hey, look at the AEW number on a Wednesday close to Monday Night Raw. Could you imagine if they eclipse it? Like, it's just not a good look. It's great for us. It's great for business. It's awesome. But the WWE isn't going to like that.
No. They're certainly not going to like that at all.
They're not going to like it as much as Spencer doesn't like us spending his money. Thanks, SRS. You're the best. Appreciate you. Hope you enjoy that, check.
Yeah, that new contract.
Unfortunately, hopefully he can cash it with all the tears.
Yeah. His signature is going to be blotted out because of all the crying. He's like, I cannot believe that Sean Ross Sapp charged me this much for appearing on those assholes show for 60 seconds. Why do I have them on my website? I hate them. Like, that's the inner. That's my impression of Spencer's mind when he thinks of the bullshit that we do on here every week.
But then when you get into his office, he's just like, "Look, friends, while I appreciate it,
I just sit in the corner. I go, I had nothing to do with it. Again, this is all. I don't do any of this stuff.
Throw me under the bus. We're a team. It's two beards, not one.
I know. You know I love you. All right.
But yeah, I'll take that.
But yes, so
you guys
not
hung out. You guys have like a rapport. He's just like,
what?
You guys hung out in Vegas. He was probably sitting there going, dude, you got to get rid of that Pluggo guy. That dude's bad news.
Mm-hmm. And here you go with Tim. He says Vince equals bad surprises, while AEW Rampage, good surprise. AEW Rampage had one great surprise. Which, was it a surprise? Because we knew it was happening for weeks and weeks and weeks. But
Hook showed up, Team Hook.
Yeah, Team Hook. No, yeah, there you go. You got it. Yeah.
Can I just put this out there before we talk about anything else? Can you call yourself a wrestling fan if you don't have a crush on Hook? I mean, let's be honest.
It's the look, though.
Send Hook. That's all it takes.
But it's that like I can't think of the proper adjective for it. But it's like that. He has that like, like that look, like that gaze where he's just like he doesn't care. Yes, here we go. Wow, dreamy.
He doesn't even have to say anything. He's
just like, yeah. Just in his
he's
wife.
Done no talking, and he's the most over thing in AEW.
I mean, he's people love that kid. He has a devoted fan base.
Word.
He has a devoted.
He's done 5 chop blocks, said 0 words, held some flowers, and then put Punk in a reverse guillotine hold last night, and that's all he's done. And everybody loves him.
Unbelievable.
But yes. Throwback. I have been on a show with SRS once, and I told him I bought crack cocaine.
You've been on a show twice. Now you've been on a show with Sean Ross Sapp twice.
Whoa, Tim. I don't ban people. That's put poor taste in sports and men. Hook is a god in my sports. Yeah, I'll give you that. It's been a rough. My teams are not hot right now. Not good. Cubs suck. Browns. We did lose to Chiefs, so I feel good about it, but it's still one of those things. We had the game and we gave it away. So We browned up at the end there.
Yeah, and then Parrish says, also, let's think of this one, that it's very cool. In the main event, WWE title consisted of 2 black men, and One Night of Mania had 2 women of color in the final match. WWE has done well representing people of color this year. That is true. I believe Big E beating Bobby Lashley. And okay, so yes, they have, Parrish, I agree with you. But with it being 2021, I believe Bobby Lashley losing to Big E is the first time an African American has lost the WWE title to another African American. I think I read that somewhere that was the first time that's ever happened.
And I mean, yeah, it's got, because they haven't. Let's not forget.
Big E is only the 6th. I think he's only the 6th African American heavyweight champion in WWE's history.
That's what I was gonna say. It's not a long list, but I'm glad that they are writing this wrong.
Oh, of course, yeah. Bobby Lashley looked
obviously,
dominant. Like he had a great run.
Yeah, I can't speak on it as a white male, and I don't fully grasp the impact, if you will, of a person of color for that. But it's amazing and it's awesome, and it should be, because I don't know, for years it's like Big E. He's one of the best. Kofi Kingston, we know he's one of the best, and it's awesome to see them getting these shots, and they deserve these shots, and they deserve these long title runs, and they, I can't wait to see where they go next. Bianca Belair, fantastic. Sasha Banks, yeah, that was one of the best moments of the night. Them both crying at the magnitude of.
I thought that was the best match of night one.
Yeah,
I thought that was excellent.
That was the match that I was most looking forward to going into the card. I was like, I cannot wait to see what these two do, and they stole the show. So yes, please give us more.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, dude, I'm real happy for Big E. I'm real sad that he should have been there, and I probably would have cried. I probably would have been known as the Big E crying guy instead of the CM Punk crying guy, because I would have been the guy they showed crying. I love Big E. Okay. You want to talk about NXT 2.0?
I think that's why everybody's here.
NXT 2.0.
Breaker
anyway, 19.
We are going to talk about the wedding, and it was amazing. But
the wedding was great. We're talking about the wedding.
No, that's right. We are going to talk about the wedding. So in the comments, get your favorite weddings in WWE and wrestling history out there. Let's hear them, because we are definitely going to compare that to that and talk about it, because it was a good moment, and NXT was great. Tim,
I disagree.
I'm gonna be in the middle. I want to be in the middle of you and Tim. I think it looked fantastic. I know people are shitting on it because it's not the black and gold. I thought the aesthetic was really nice. I thought some of the stuff was good.
The white ropes? Not for me, Doug. Not for me, Doug.
I dig the white ropes.
I didn't like them.
What color ropes do you prefer?
I mean, not all white. That doesn't look right to me.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how much did the color of the ropes affect your viewing?
I mean, it was just a small thing that bothered me. The things that I did like, though, I liked the way that the fans looked. I liked the way that the fans looked, like their presentation of like the seats and how they were. I liked that look.
Yeah.
I didn't like the screens having the logo moving and like splashing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I thought that was a distracting depending on the camera angle at certain points.
Color splash ropes, Parrish. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Dude, I'd be down. I'd be down with that. Yeah.
Brigger 19, man. That's what I say. Brigger 19. But
I will say this about the show. If you put that show on the network, similar to like an NXT UK type deal where it's just on and you can watch it, I think it would be prime time on a Tuesday with a bunch of people. Like, now this is where I'm at as a fan. Like, we complain about them doing the same thing over and over and over and over again, right? So we get upset. Why are there new people in the mix? No,
I don't mind that.
Right, but then they give us all these new people that a lot of them looked very green on Tuesday.
Well, okay. So this is what I want to talk about. First of all,
you tell me. You're the NXT guy. What's your baby?
So you get what a dumb name. You get Braun Breaker. It's so stupid. His name was Rex Steiner. Like, let him be Rex Steiner. That's a great name.
Yes, but did you see the report today that I believe
they said that they're not even going to be able to mention. Yeah, Fightful said that they're not even going to be able to mention Rick Steiner.
Not mention
Why?
Rick Steiner, not mention second generation.
Oh my god, it's so stupid.
Like, why not play?
That's so
Unless
stupid.
Rick did something really dumb that we don't know about, but like, why not play off of that? Why not build him up and use that as like, okay, this is a recognizable name. And even if they don't, Braun.
Oh my god,
as
that's
Alex
so bad.
Pulowski of Fightful.
Break occur. Yeah,
Like,
break occur.
It's a weird.
It's
name
very
that, like,
weird.
rolls off the tongue.
Yeah, it's just not a great
he
name.
looks good though.
Yeah, he looked good.
Liked the way he looked, and
Yeah, he looked good. And then, all right, so like the thing that bothered me about NXT wasn't necessarily the look. It wasn't necessarily. I do agree with Parrish's comment there. I had it up there for a bit, but it did have a WCW Saturday Night feel to it, like that kind of seat setup and the small little, But again, I didn't mind that.
Studio show.
Yeah, I did not mind that. I just thought that throughout the night, the booking was trash.
Yeah, it was weird. Like they started.
It was just trash booking. They started the show with they have interviews with all four of the guys that are fighting in the main event, which was now for the NXT Championship. And LA Knight's in the back cutting an interview, and Breaker shows up and he goes, "Yeah, man," and he looks great. He's chiseled. You want to talk about Spencer earlier saying big men slapping meat?
Yeah, LA Knight.
He sounds. I know we can't say his name, but he sounds just like Scott Steiner. He sounded just like Scott Steiner. But anyway, so he gets there and he's like, "Yeah, I'm real jacked up to be here," doing his thing. Yeah. So he's doing that, and then LA Knight goes, "Yeah, I'm in the main event tonight, but you know what? I'll fight you now." What?
And then loses.
What? You are fighting for the NXT Championship tonight. Like you got to the arena and you go, "I'm in a fatal 4-way for the NXT Championship." And you're like, "But you know what? I feel like fighting this 300-pound muscle over here." Yeah, that looks like he's like, "Yeah," spazzing out. You know what I mean? Like, what is going on? Why would he do that? Why would he do that? And like the wordsmith says, why did LA Knight wrestle twice? You know why he wrestled twice, only to lose twice? Because that guy's getting drafted in a couple weeks, and he's going to be on the main roster.
Yeah, I was going to say
that's 100% why that happened.
His performance looked straight to main rostery to me.
Yes, I wouldn't be shocked if we don't see him until he gets drafted. Like that was it. That was his last performance in ECW in NXT was losing twice. One to a guy we'd never seen before. And then in the Fatal 4-Way, which speaking of, he got busted open badly in that Fatal 4 match. Let me talk to you. I'm a big fan of him. Big fan of him. And he's going to be a star on the main roster, 100%. Is anybody Parrish saying he needs to be paired? Well, Elias is dead.
Yeah, he died.
Elias
is anybody on the main roster really a star?
On the main roster? Yeah. Roman Reigns. You know who they're making a star, though, and he showed up on NXT 2.0, is Damian Priest.
Oh, dude.
And you know why they're making him a star? Because a novel concept, guys. He wins every week. Okay. So,
What?
You mean
say that
wait
again.
a minute. Wait a minute. You mean he wins almost all of his matches? Yes. Oh.
What?
Oh, whoa.
Take.
Whoa. You mean he doesn't get distracted by music and gets rolled up? Wow. Good Lord. Anyway.
What are you talking about?
Jeremy, I love Priest too.
Yes.
I love Priest too.
I just spit all over me.
Oh my God.
Oh,
but
that's where I'm going to need your expensive computer too tonight.
So anyway, you had that, right? You have that. And like I said, Breaker in the match looked great. I liked his moveset. He looks great. And he gets a win. Cool. Then we were supposed to get a women's title match between Raquel Gonzalez and Frankie Monet that they just pretend didn't exist. So that they just pretended that wasn't on the card at all. Just didn't happen. Okay. So whatever.
Sounds
then
like Monday Night Raw.
Yeah. Then one thing, and I did feel bad. Imperium looked so out of place. They looked so out of place. These dark, brooding men in this all white, bright lit arena against Josh Briggs is good. Josh Briggs is going to be good. I didn't know who the other guy was, but they were just a put together. Like, I don't know.
Well, what they're doing is they're trying to keep the NXT fan that's there. They're trying to keep you. They want you to like, oh, I know that guy. Oh, I know that girl. Oh, I know that person.
Yeah.
Here's all these new people because they couldn't go all new people and then.
Well, here's the thing, and I think it was Alex Pawlowski that actually said something of the sort. But this is what they're doing. So they're transitioning NXT. It's going to be like Khan said. It's a complete overhaul. They're transitioning to the Braun Breakers, the Von Wafer. What was Von Wafer?
Von Wafer is a Houston Rocket.
Yeah, I know. He's a basketball player.
Because I hate that man because he never passes the ball.
Von Winkle. What was his name? What was the guy's name? Oh, sorry. Some guy we never heard of again that all of a sudden ended up in the championship match.
It was a weird night if you're an NXT fan.
What?
It's just
that was another thing.
Which here's my
Kyle O'Reilly gets attacked.
Put him in the match.
He's out of the match. Okay. The guy, you have a whole roster back there. You have a guy that has a contract that he can have a championship match whenever he wants. And the person that you choose to replace Kyle O'Reilly and be the fourth guy in the Fatal 4-Way for the NXT Championship is the guy who walked in the room. He was just the guy that walked in the room and they ran off and he was like, oh, and he checked on Kyle O'Reilly
now too, which didn't make sense. So you're not going to do that. You're not going to give up your title shot in the Fatal 4-Way.
What is that? Oh, that's a better. Ridge Holland would have made more sense. That's wordsmith. That's logic. Yes.
There was
We've never seen you before, but yes, enter our Fatal 4-Way. Oh, you're dying? You dying, bro? You good? You gonna make it? Oh, he's dying. He's dying. That's it. All right. Next week on Between the Beard, I will be here. I will.
Are you gonna split?
Yep. It's gonna be me.
Maybe Spencer can grow a beard now. Our buddy Mike Fish, shout out to him, put a beard on Spencer this week.
That is true.
I'm just going to throw this out here mid-show while I've got you all here. If you're not following us on Twitter at B2Beards, you're missing out. There's a lot of stuff.
Some wild stuff. It gets
goofy. I'm pretty sure we've got a shirtless Warren Hayes as the Mr. February.
I think we do.
For our calendar.
We do. But man, like that part of it to me, yeah, it was just the booking part of it. It felt like, and again, I know it felt like main roster-ish. It just felt the booking.
Ultimately, what you want to do with your developmental is
and that's where they're taking it. But that's everything that NXT wasn't. And I think everyone that was like, there were clearly two sides when you heard about the news. Everyone was like, oh, a revamp is good. And I was open-minded getting into it. And I don't dislike all of it. I think you should. All right. I mean, I'm down. I'll party.
You got to grow that beard.
Yeah,
here's what I'll ask you, JPJ, because you are the War Report king, you and Matt, and then you've graciously given the NXT side of things to our friends over at NXT on Tuesday nights. But would you have rather the WWE are shooting their shot, trying something completely new, or parading this thing around as a quote-unquote third brand and taking L's every single week? Because the numbers were still diminishing, even though it was the best wrestling on TV for a long time. So, I mean, I'd rather them pull out all the stops, try something new, give it, like I said, I mean, some of these people, maybe, give them 6 months to a year.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to be superstars.
Yeah. Braun Breaker.
That name sucks, man.
That's such a bad name. Like, it's so bad. But Breaker, yeah, he has everything. He has the look. He has everything that you would envision a star being. You know what I mean?
Thank you, Jeremy.
It's just so they debut him. He beats one of the competitors in the Fatal 4-Way for the championship. Then later on, they have the Fatal 4-Way, and the one guy that I wanted to win, I love Pete Dunne. I thought it was Ciampa or Dunne, but I was rooting for Ciampa a little bit because he never lost the friggin' title. Right. He never lost the belt.
And I love Ciampa.
I do too. Yeah.
That's when my NXT fandom really took off, was
the breakup of DIY.
Yeah, like it's just that heat that man gets when he is on. It's just it's unmatched, and like For
Yeah.
me, I've been a Ciampa guy forever, and yeah, Goldie and him are home. They're back together. I
Yeah,
don't know
and
for how long.
I like that.
Can't
Well, I
imagine
think
it's gonna be long.
I think the plan was Samoa Joe was going to be that the standard, the NXT standard that was going to put the next guy over, and then Samoa. NXT 2.0. We have that's what it's going to be. It's going to be a whole lot of meaty men slapping meat. A whole lot of meaty men slapping meat.
My question is, what do you do with Ciampa?
He's going to lose.
But what do you do with him after that?
Takeover.
Because he's been very vocal and very adamant about he doesn't want to do the main roster run. He doesn't want his body.
Then I think he probably stays in NXT doing other things, or he maybe leaves.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't see him like, I don't.
I don't see him going to AEW and leaving.
I don't. Yeah.
Thing.
Yeah, exactly. Like I don't either. But it's one of those things where like he's not necessarily. I don't think he's super young.
No,
he's not old by any means, but I think he's in his late 30s or so. Tim, yes, he is. So he is going to, yes, 100%.
I don't think Pete Dunne signs that contract without some like wink.
Pete Dunne was going to beat Samoa Joe for the title. That's what was going to happen. They were teasing it. Now I don't know how long Samoa Joe is going to be out for. Hopefully not long. If Samoa Joe comes back in 2 weeks, then I might agree with you. Maybe Joe gets the title back from Ciampa first, maybe. But Pete Dunne, yes, Pete Dunne is going to be the new guy because Pete Dunne has never been NXT champion. So Pete Dunne will be the new guy. So that's at least my opinion. I personally, what I would have, again, then adding Von Winkle to the main event, what I would have done is I would have, Winkler, yeah. I would have had Carmelo Hayes come out and go, I'm getting, that's it. I'm putting my contract in there. I'm going in the 4-way. That's what I'm doing. And
but like I said, he turned heel and he said he's going to call his shots now. And it doesn't make sense to go where you only have 25% of a chance to win.
It's fair. It's fair.
Or go to a 5-way where you now have 20% chance to win. It's just
right.
You're always right.
No, I wish.
Jake, you're right more often than I am.
Warsman says maybe he becomes the GM. You mean Samoa? Are you talking about Samoa Joe at this point?
Or Ciampa? That'd be an interesting.
Or Ciampa.
GM.
Are you talking about Ciampa like after he loses the title?
This is one of those moments Tuesday night where I know let it play out is kind of where I want to see it go. I think that this 2.0 vision could be good. All I'm gonna say is, isn't it really funny that all of a sudden the bright colors and
it's coming. Yeah.
AEW did it first, and now they're like, oh, hey.
Yeah.
But that's fine. Because I actually thought it was a little dark and drab, and I think they needed a facelift. They went
And I said it last week when we talked about it for a few minutes, like, hey, what are you expecting or whatnot? I don't care that they made a new look. I just didn't want them to ruin the soul of NXT. You can have a brand new look with bright colors and all white and things like that. But if you're still NXT, if the program is still NXT, it'll work. But so far, at least like on Tuesday, that was not, it wasn't, I'm not going to sit here and say it was
a
like
shock to the system.
Yes. Yeah. it was literally like, man, this is,
it's not,
he was referring to Ciampa.
It's not your daddy's NXT anymore.
Yeah.
It
makes me sad.
And there's some good spots to it. I enjoy. I'm intrigued to see what the new Mandy Rose thing is going to be all about. She changed her hair color, and they call that a character development.
Well, yeah, duh. Don't you know if you go from blonde to brunette, you're all of a sudden
an
mean?
Asshole?
You're mean?
I guess.
Blondes aren't mean. What? She's a brunette now. You know what that means? Huge jerk. Jerk.
We'll see what happens next week because, like I said, I think that they really went for all just this different shock your system, and then. But I'll be interested to see who's coming back. And I again the ratings talk thing. If I'm the USA Network,
pissed,
and I'd be
like,
I wonder if the WWE is playing chicken with USA Network, going because USA could say no, we're not running this on Tuesdays anymore, right? They could move them.
Yeah,
because this is a brand. this is what the Rampage time slot should be. Rampage has been killing it and giving us a lot of fun, but this show should be a Friday at 10 o'clock thing because there's no star power yet.
No, they introduced a ton of new people on Tuesday with
when you could run a hockey game that'll do a better number on a Tuesday if you're USA or whatever,
Yeah. No, they would. Yeah, they would.
Yeah,
They would.
I just feel like they're probably playing chicken with them right now, going, get us out of the contract, let us put this back on. Or maybe this becomes a Peacock exclusive type deal too. That's in play because NBC USA, it's really weird right now. They lost the war and they're trying to gain back the notoriety. And yeah, NXT 2.0, I'm gonna let it play out. I like some.
Well, yeah, I mean it's week 1, you can't judge it already, but I
we judged our Super Bowl picks after week 1.
I prefaced it. I prefaced
Oh
it.
no, I judged.
I said you can't.
I cried.
It's a long season. The Patriots are just going to have to go 16-1. It's what we're going to do.
I'm gonna go
with our boy Mac Jones up in here. He actually not to break away from the wrestling talk, I know, but he actually looked pretty good. Oh, come on, Tim. They're not. Come on. Mark Henry Jr., Odyssey Jones. Well, he was a part of the wedding.
Oh, which we are going to talk about.
Oh, we have
right
to.
Now.
I loved the wedding.
Which, like I said in the comments, drop your favorite wrestling weddings. We're there now. I know Throwback earlier talked about Kane and Lita. It's a good.
I mean, what do you think? Okay, yeah, I mean, yeah,
for me,
it's Test and Stephanie.
I thought the Billy and Chuck wedding was fun with Bischoff ripped the mask off and he was the preacher the whole time. That was a lot of fun. The Daniel Bryan AJ Lee wedding was
good. That was good.
Test and Stephanie McMahon.
Test and Stephanie, because that's when Triple H.
Yeah, with Triple H.
I mean, it didn't age well. It didn't age well. It didn't age well. Let's be real. Didn't age well. But at the time, dope as shit. That was like, wow, what a story.
Which is super funny because I every once in a great while when I'm perusing a store or something, I'll pull a pack of wrestling cards off of the shelf.
Yeah.
And I pull one open, and I have sitting probably in the next room a Stephanie McMahon Triple H. She's in the car like this. Commemorated.
Yeah, not ideal.
Yeah, one of the top 25 moments in Raw history, and they're like that. And I was like,
not ideal.
Classic.
Not ideal. Yeah, no, it didn't age well, but Jones with sarcasm away. ODB and Eric Young in a cage. Was that one of them from the Wordsmith?
Oh, real quick. Calpito Swog's in the house, my man.
Oh, yeah. What's going on?
What's up, buddy? Always here since one of our day one issues.
And then Parrish says, best swerve was Tess and Stephanie. Best emotional was Elizabeth the Macho. Oh, yeah. Elizabeth the Macho Man was excellent.
Yeah.
And most entertaining, he's saying right now, Index. It was amazing.
I don't want to make an apples to apple comparison to Macho Man and Elizabeth Index wedding, but this was Macho Man and Elizabeth, nothing happened. It was just a straight up wedding. And this was pretty damn close to just no shenanigans. Nobody came out and said, Lana.
Yeah.
Lana.
Oh no.
Poor Liv Morgan, man. I honestly,
she deserves the world.
I would have let that play out. That was just weird. They had her come out at the wedding. They tried something, and then they were like, "No, we're not ever talking about that again."
Yeah.
And we're sitting there like, "Wait, didn't she just?" Okay, I guess she's back with Ruby Riott. Sweet.
Parrish says there was a bunch of shenanigans in that one. There were. I mean, I feel like even though there was a lot of entertaining in Index, but there was no. I mean, it went off.
I loved the crowd for that.
Oh, the crowd was so ready. Yeah, they were so into it.
One of the things I noticed, and I could be wrong, maybe all the people on that stage were just phenomenal actors, but they all looked genuinely excited and genuinely happy when Limus is like, I do. And Austin Theory's facial.
Oh, dude, that thing popped the shit. I'm like, okay, so when he finally said I do, and all the camera angle, you just see Theory pop up. And he's just yeah. I
Don't forget earlier in the night when he ran into Johnny Gargano. Johnny's like, I thought you ran away. I did run away. but I can't miss a wedding.
I can't miss a wedding.
And
I brought a priest with me.
Like, say what you will.
It was
They
so
those
good.
two, and Johnny Gargano plays like the perfect,
Johnny Gargano's perfect.
concerned father. I'm
Yeah,
so happy
he's
to
so
have a
perfect.
baby.
And I loved how he walks her down the aisle, and the priest is like, "Yeah, who gives up this woman to whatever holy matrimony?" And he starts talking.
No slander in the chat parish.
He starts talking, and Candace is like half yelling at him, like, "No, just say your name. Just say your name." And he's just like, oh, it's so good.
Which,
And then
shout out to Beth Phoenix for being able to get
well,
ordained.
yeah. So Indy does this wonderful vows. She says, he always kicks out at 2, and all these things, just these great vows. And then the priest asks Dexter Gaylord Loomis what his vows are, and he just gives the thumbs up. And then the priest, first of all, the priest got what he deserved.
Yeah, it's not your day,
F that
bro.
priest.
You
What?
ain't part of the show.
This ain't about you.
Yeah.
You're here to say your recited words and get the hell out of here. This ain't
Did
about
notice
you.
The crowd too before Loomis's vows, they were like everything. Shh.
Yeah, everyone's like, "Oh, he's gonna talk."
Dude.
And then, but the priest starts out of nowhere, just giving tood to Loomis. Like, what? You don't have anything to say? And Loomis is like,
Go to
"Bitch,
sleep.
I just gave a thumbs up. Like, what else do you need me?
Have you watched the show?
Like, do you know what a thumbs up means? That means I dig this shit. Like,
For
what are you talking
anybody-
about?
for
What is
anybody
going on?
that has been married, you talk to the priest beforehand, or the person marrying you. Like my wife and I, we had a friend of ours get ordained and marry us because we didn't want to do the whole priest thing. We wanted to just keep it really intimate with friends. And you talk to them, you
Yeah.
talk it out, you discuss what you're going to do. Are you telling me that this priest just showed up and didn't realize that Dexter hasn't said a word in 6 weeks? Like
6
come
weeks.
on. Whatever it is, whatever time you talk it out, periodically throughout. You got
Dexter said a word, but
Right,
he
you know
did
what
at
I
the
mean?
wedding. Yeah, no.
The priest. The priest hasn't been there since day one.
It's just
He's not.
like,
He's not
what?
hanging out with Index.
It's so like,
Like, bro, you knew
Yeah.
this was coming. You just
Yeah.
got.
and then at
taken
one
out.
point, Andre Chase stands up in the middle of the wedding and he says something, and Odyssey Jones kind of puts him in his place. You had
I didn't even know who that guy was. To be
he was
honest.
in the breakout tournament.
I must have missed.
And then you had Jiro, who opened his coat, and he just had the tie-dye trunks
I
on.
was sitting there like he's the only one in ring gear.
Yeah.
He was ready for a fight, so that's
Oh.
why I thought maybe something was going to happen. That dude was in ring gear, and then Loomis, whips out the hatchet. He's like,
Oh,
"Nobody's saying a word,
okay.
bro."
We got to talk about this.
I was at the top, but yeah,
This popped me so hard. Like it was so the priest does his thing. This is before Loomis murdered the priest. But the priest does the thing. Does anybody have anything they need to say? And you see a few hands start to get raised, and Loomis just opens his coat. And when he opens his coat, he has a hatchet. And he just shows them all. And it's like, he's like, yeah, so go ahead. Any of you say anything, I will murder you with this hatchet. Literally murder you.
I've never
And-
seen a group of people shut up so damn fast.
It was hilarious. And in my brain, I'm like, all right, so like that was just them openly admitting that this guy kills people, like that he's a killer, which was, it was good. It was tremendous.
Tim was trying to figure out why Mark. Yeah, Odyssey Jones does have a Mark Henry.
There's
vibe.
that Mark Henry vibes. He's a.
That's not a bad comparison to have.
No,
Mark Henry's an all-timer, dude.
I would say at the early stage of their career, I would say that Odyssey Jones has way more charisma.
Yeah.
Right now, currently being on the show for a month or so.
Well, they kind
then
of pegged Mark Henry in a
world's strongest man. You're just
guy,
Olympic. Come out and
smile.
wave and lift some heavy things and things like that. It was very, yeah. I'll tell you what. When Mark Henry beat Randy Orton for the championship, when he finally won his first heavyweight championship, I was elated. I was elated when that happened, and the pop that Mark Henry got, well deserved. Man, oh man, we've already been doing this for an hour.
I know we talked about weddings. We had Sean Ross Sapp on the episode. I'm surprised the lights are still on.
I know.
Spencer hasn't canned us yet.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he hasn't popped in stream to yell at us. Like,
yeah. Well, we got Parrish in the chat. He goes, so Gable Stevenson signs, and he says he's going straight to Raw or SmackDown when he debuts.
probably a good idea. I think they should.
I would
think
say
they
so.
should do that more.
I mean, they showcased him at SummerSlam. They gave him and I'm going to forget the woman's name, but they gave him and another Olympic medal winner moments at SummerSlam when they were in the ring just wait, So I would think that would be the smart thing to do, is just have him come up to the main roster. However, you want to make sure that he's not, not everybody's Kurt Angle. It's not one of these things where you just pick it up and you're a Hall of Famer, like, basically right away.
But that's
Like-
one of my favorite internet tropes with Vince McMahon, though, is everybody's like, Vince, he's got an Olympic medal. That guy's an Olympian. Same thing.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that
work.
when people are like, oh, AEW had shiny colors.
Like,
We're going to do that too.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
everybody just thinks Vince is this guy that like with the Tony, what's his name? Tony,
Oh, Tony D'Angelo. You want to talk about him?
hey.
You know what? All this better lead? I want the return, or I want a new. It's NXT 2.0. You know what I want? I want a full-blooded Italians 2.0. Bring back the FBI. Let's go. Let's go.
I just saw, I can't even remember who it was. I think it was Undertaker picked one of them up by his trunks, gave him a huge wedgie, and then power bombed it down. I can't remember which one. And I don't know why I saw it. I just popped up the other day.
So which 2.0 is better, the tag team or the tag team? I'm going with the tag team.
Well, they've changed their name to 2.0 instead of it being the 2.0. They've spelled out point.
Oh,
And I
that's smart.
wonder why they did that. Probably because you can't
Prob-
market 2.0 or trademark that.
Yeah.
So-
Did they do that before NXT decided to call themselves NXT 2.0?
I don't know. I just noticed it yesterday because they were in the main event of Dynamite. How about that? Everrise on NXT was mainly a joke. And yeah, they're not, blowing the world away in AEW, but they were in the main event against Jonathan Moxley. So that says a lot.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
Mox
And
and Kingston
Yeah.
beat the brakes off of them. But still.
a lot happened during that Index wedding. Is there anything else that we didn't say that stuck out to you?
I mean,
Right?
it wasn't that great of a show. That was about the highlight. It's the Index
I told
wedding.
you. Yeah. Look, I'm going to be watching next week. I'm going to see what's going on.
Yeah, I mean,
But-
I'm there. I'm gonna watch
Yeah.
regardless because I
Of
am a
course.
wrestling fan and it's on TV and it's one of those things. Am I gonna go out of my way? I mean, in the chat, drop your favorite NXT matches. I mean, gone are the days of the Adam Cole Keith Lee for the double belt, that was on NXT television. We're not even talking about a takeover. They gave us banger matches on TV. And I just think that era is gone. I think they're going to restructure. I think you're going to see, as much as we love Hit Row at BFAB's first match, it wasn't a great match. She was a little slap, but it was her first match. So
Yeah.
will she grow? Will she continue to get better? Absolutely. I agree. I think Von Wagner and Rick Breaker Couture, whatever you want to call him. Breaker Couture, he'll get better too. There was just some sloppiness. The Carmelo Hayes promo wasn't great because I think he was trying to, everybody loves him and like cheered for him, and he tried to turn heel and it just wasn't really resonating. I didn't even know who the other guy was that was with him.
No, but they introduced a lot of new characters.
Yeah,
though.
there's
they
if
introduced
you,
a lot.
like I said, this ain't your daddy's NXT anymore. If you want to,
No.
Gable Stevens and the Academy versus the New Day. Yeah,
Uh,
the Academy is still a thing. I almost forgot.
Well, Tim, it is going to, I do think what we're going to get at Survivor Series down the line is we are going to get the New Day versus the family,
The
bloodline.
Dude, that signed me up for
We're going to
that.
get, that's what we're going to get.
Because the
we're
Usos and the New Day rivalry, money.
Yep. All timer. And we're going to get Big E is the WWE champion. Roman's the Universal champion. It's Survivor Series where the champions fight each other. It is going to be the Bloodline versus the New Day.
And I would absolutely love like the goofy side of Big E being like just over the top pancake slinging when he goes up against super serious Roman, but then flips that switch. I can't snap right now. Flips that. You know what? I got
Get it together. Get it together.
No, but then Big E flips that serious switch when he needs to. Like, hey, don't let the pancake throwing and the bright colors fool you. I'm just as badass as you are. And they just have like a knockout, drag out fight. And if you do it at Survivor Series, like seems like a slam dunk, one of them can take a clean loss. And if you get the New Day and the Usos involved, Xavier and Kofi, one of them take a pin and everybody comes out looking good.
Yep, 100%.
Let's make that happen. I'd watch that every day. That lead up alone, if they don't, put it on Goldberg in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah. And Tim, I don't think we have to worry about NXT 2.0 being on Survivor Series.
Which is super funny because that was one of the best Survivor Series
easily.
In the last like 20 years.
Yeah, easily. It was one of the better ones they've had in a while.
Yeah.
But it's just they're going in the direction that NXT is going to be that developmental, like that's what it's going to be. And they're going to pump out a lot of really good male and really good female that will be superstars. They will be, but they're going to be superstars that WWE, the kind of superstars WWE wants. They're not going to be everybody loves Adam Cole because he's just so damn good.
His new theme is such a banger, dude.
Oh my god, his new theme in AEW was great.
Stuck in my head.
Yeah, it's so
He
good.
looked good on Wednesday too. I like his new career. The WWE they got, I don't want to say they got cocky. They did exactly what they had to do with NXT. They went up against AEW. They fought a good fight. They won some weeks.
Yep.
AEW is just, it's new, it's fresh. There's a lot of different, and there's a lot of things. Again, I've sat on shows with you, JPJ, where I've criticized things AEW has done. They're not exactly, they did some goofy shit on Wednesday that I thought they could have done without. But overall, it's just fresh, it's new, and they swung their shot. They gave us all they could, and they, like I said, do you just keep beating your head every week going, oh, it's the same thing, and taking L's, or do you just change it up and start from scratch, knowing you've got the WWE name behind it, so people are going to tune in, and then build something new? Like you said, maybe we're sitting here in 6 months, hopefully, if Spencer doesn't fire us, and we're talking about Von Wagner versus Braun Breaker in a, just absolute classic. Like, I'm not hoping that this fails.
No, of course not. I'm not either.
But they can't sit there and do the same thing. Like AEW, it'd be silly of AEW to sit there every week and do the exact same thing if they were losing, right?
Yep.
Like, ratings matter, TV ad revenues, all this stuff, it all matters. It's a business at the end of the day. And if your business is failing and it's not as successful as you want, and you're paying the Adam Coles and the Keith Lees and the Kyle O'Reillys to draw, 500 in the ratings, maybe it's time to pay the Braun Breakers of the world and get the same rating.
So we have Spencer, Love Wrestling, who says, do you prefer his new theme or the Undisputed Era theme?
Oh, well, Undisputed Era theme.
Yeah, for me, Undisputed Era is one of the better themes of all time. I think. Amazing.
I'm surprised they didn't do that on a poll. Somebody gets that theme. I can't believe
I would have done the Roman Reigns thing with the Shield and just like, no, that's Adam Cole's theme song now. Adam Cole keeps that one. And then the rest of you guys can get all new shit. Adam Cole's keeping that one. That's he does the boom. It's part of his shtick. He's keeping that one. That's his thing. All right. We're not getting him new music.
I straight up sat there for the first match that Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly had. It was immediately turned off by the music, and I was like,
their themes sucked.
I was like, this isn't going to be as good.
They changed Pete Dunne's music, not as good as the old one. Yes, Pete Dunne's theme was great, and they changed it, and it's not as good. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, Parrish says Punk flat out confirms, I believe he did so on commentary, that he will face Cole at some point, and that match will rock, and the promos will be dynamite. 100%.
Dynamite.
And then Parrish, I believe, answering Spencer's question, he says it's all about that boom.
But that new theme is
That new theme's a banger.
And I think that was the way to go too. I know that there was a story out there that Daniel Bryan's new theme was they just didn't deem the cost worthy. But I think that this gives you that little bit of like, we know who you are, but it's different enough for us. And that's what they're doing. They're doing it really well. Like the music in AEW right now is just hitting.
Yeah. And then Tim says AEW has a record of not hurting their fans. I've been binging old AEW since I haven't been a fan until recently. AEW has yet to treat me like a moron. Tim, I've been saying this for a while on the War Report. I've been saying that Tony Khan grew up a wrestling fan. So he grew up where, and let's face it, WWE, they know that they have a ton of fans and they insult us a lot, whether it's on purpose because Vince finds it to be hilarious or it's just the formula and it is what it is. But they insult us a lot. They don't reward us at all for watching the show at all. They rematch after rematch after rematch. Like AEW doesn't do that. AEW treats their fans like they're smart wrestling fans because they know. And Parrish, you might be right. It might be Kevin Dunn. That's the real heel. I don't know. But WWE, and the perfect example of it, and I wrote it on Twitter is, and we talked about at the top of the show when we were talking about Big E. On Monday, in the middle of the day, Big E sends out a tweet that says, I'm cashing in my Money in the Bank briefcase tonight, and I'm leaving WWE champion. And 80 to 90% of wrestling fans were like, bullshit.
Nope. Shenanigans.
Nope. Everyone was like, I got to watch this damn show tonight. And now they're not going to friggin' cash it in. And I'm going to have to sit here for 3 hours and watch a bullshit episode of Raw again. And they're not going to do it. Like that was the initial response.
Yeah.
Imagine you were another business besides wrestling and your customers or your patrons. Imagine you ran a coffee shop and I was like, hey, welcome to the coffee shop. And they were like, they're not going to have coffee. I always go into this coffee shop and they don't have coffee. They never have coffee. They say they're going to have coffee, but then when I get there, the coffee's not there. Like that, you know what I mean?
We told our wrestling fans we were going to have a really awesome wrestling scoop tonight, and we did.
Hey, no,
ran out of time.
No, that's
not the same thing.
It's not our fault.
Yeah, that was Spencer's fault for not giving us enough money.
Oh, no, Spencer. Yeah. Imagine you were a farmer and you didn't have a farm, and everyone hated carrots. Is that it?
Do people hate carrots?
And you were a carrot farmer. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just,
I love carrots.
I was watching.
Who hates carrots?
Yeah, carrots are delicious. I don't know.
Delicious.
Yes, my mom,
I do agree. You should maybe change it.
Number one B2B fan. She hates carrots. She used to tell us when we were growing up that she was allergic, and then just come to find out she didn't like them. So she's lied to me my entire life.
Wow.
Hi, Mom.
That's messed up.
Just kidding. I love you.
Messed up.
Her birthday was last week. Mama Plug.
Oh, happy belated.
Yes, and she's awesome. So she watches this. Happy birthday, Mom. What I was gonna say is I watched AEW this week, and Shawn Spears faced Darby Allin, and I had forgotten that Darby Allin and Shawn Spears have already wrestled.
Oh yeah.
They made sure to say, hey, remember, and they put it into the story. They don't make you right now. Currently, they don't let you forget about things that have happened in the past. They use them and they move forward with them. The WWE, like I said earlier, and I can't remember even what the point I was. Oh, the Lana wedding, Lashley.
Oh, with Liv Morgan.
With Liv Morgan, it's like Liv.
It was
Morgan.
Lashley.
Yeah, Liv Morgan, Lashley, Lana. 2 weeks, and they were like, "We're never talking about this again."
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what? And then she's all this. It's just like, we know what just happened. Explain something. Write something. It takes 30 seconds in your show to just say, "Oh, hey, this is why so and so aren't interacting anymore."
Spencer has a good question. When is Mama Pluggo appearing on the show?
I think you ain't got that kind of money, Spencer.
Yeah, I think that she's going to charge more than SRS,
you
man.
think SRS's bill?
That's going to put it. We're not going to have. That'll be the last night of Love Wrestling CA. I think it'll break the bank.
I'll talk to Mama Pluggo and see what we can do.
Our buddy Tim
did last week.
That is true. She did have a cameo, and then your son's run in a few times, trying to get famous off our coattails.
Yeah, that little
jerk.
I was gonna say it's fine. Yeah, listen, get a job, bum. Like, son, if you watch this back,
there's a staffing crisis in this country. Get your working boots on and get the hell out there.
Yeah. Stop
People are dying in the streets.
My show, young man, and stealing my thunder, bro. Everybody thinks you're the cute one. Nobody's talking about me.
All right.
Nobody's,
here's behind the curtain, guys. We're going to be honest with you. You guys support us. We love you. We were not planning on doing a draft tonight. We were not planning. We were going to, next week was going to be the return. I know it's been a couple weeks we haven't done drafts because we had guests and there were a lot to talk about and just things like that. So we weren't really planning on having a draft tonight. However, if Pluggo is down, if any of you want to throw some topics into the chat, throw some topics. And if one of them catches our eye, maybe Pluggo and I can do a quick little either 3 or 5 round draft, and then we can get the heck out of here. And then next week, we'll have a pre-announced draft of what it's going to be and stuff like that. But we initially weren't going to do a draft tonight. Oh, best NFL team name.
Yeah. That's right. Mama Pluggo. She
ain't cheap, bro.
She ain't cheap. She's a classy lady who demands a lot of money per appearance, And
so Parrish says best NFL team name. Oh, Tim says movies featuring actual wrestlers.
That one.
Oh, this is a good one too by Spencer. Fictional athletes.
Spencer Love.
That's a good one. Pick. Oh man. These are some good ones. Well, any of those
well, aren't all wrestlers technically fictional athletes, even though I believe that they're 100% real athletes, but if you ask isn't that fake?
Yeah. But I think he's referring to like TV or movie athletes.
Willie Beeman would be the number 1 pick for that.
Ooh, wordsmith. Worst name in wrestling. Number 1 pick, Braun Breaker. Straight out the gate. Boom, draft over.
But
Adam Cole, boom.
I like Tim's, and here's what I'll say to you, Tim. How about we do this? I need to do some research on that.
So next week?
That is going to be the draft because I like that because I think there's a lot of good ones. I've already thought of a couple off my head, but I love the comments we're getting, like the fictional athlete one is good. Worst NFL team name? That's easy.
Best.
Oh, best. Well,
it was going to be the one you were just going to say because you were going to take a dig at me.
I was.
So
he knows me too
in
well.
reality, it's the right one. Who doesn't love a patriot?
Well, if I'm being honest, I think the Browns is kind of a of an NFL name.
The Browns? Yeah. Well, but Parrish said, all right. So I'd say, all right, we'll do the movies featuring wrestlers. That'll be next week.
Yeah,
that'll be the official return of the draft. So right now I say we either do, I would say right now we either do a quick little 3-round draft of best music gimmick. Man, these are some good ones. We need to at least write these down. Hold on.
You guys thought we sat at home and prepared. No, we wait.
No, I usually do.
We do.
I usually do.
This has been a weird week, I think, for all of us. If we want to talk, behind.
I'm going to be honest, and I'll shoot it because I know. Last week I told the story, or a couple weeks ago I told the story about Straw Man who talked to me about straws for 20 minutes at my shoot job. I'll be honest with you. My shoot job lately, wild, guys.
So go on
Top Factions. That's one of my favorites. Did we do Top Factions? I believe we did, right? Did we already do Factions?
We talked about it. Yeah, I think no, we didn't do Factions. I think we did NWO which was like a faction in itself. We didn't.
I mean, I would be down to do Factions. Has been on my list for a while. I'd be down to do that. I do think the fictional athlete one is great.
I'm glad we picked Tim's for next week, so he can stop yelling at me.
Yeah,
coming at you, Tim.
Yeah.
No,
all right, Pluggo, pick one. Let's just do a quick little 3-round draft. It's been a while, so let's pick one. Let's pick one. I'm putting the pressure on you. I come up with all this shit.
What?
I'm just
You
kidding.
just
That
threw
was
me
a
under the
joke.
bus.
That was a joke. I'm sorry. I don't do anything. I
Oh,
just show up.
you're the anchor of this show. I like.
Hurry
Uh,
up. I want to go to bed.
I do too. Fictional athletes. We'll go with Spencer.
Ooh,
We spend
all right.
his money.
All
'Cause
right.
that's the
Yeah,
only one
that's the
right
least we
now.
can do. That's the least we can do.
We spent his money tonight.
All right. So let's have a quick
Come on,
little
come on,
let's have a quick little 5-round draft.
get your mask. You know, look, it works. Really well.
Fictional athletes. You know the drill, guys. In the chat.
And the mask goes like this, guys, not like this. You don't wear it like this. You wear
Yeah,
it
it's not a chin curtain, guys. It's not a chin curtain.
Who's going first?
I'll let you go first.
Well, then I take it Willie Beeman from Any Given Sunday.
Is the best?
Yeah, done.
Okay.
Fight me. That dude's a duel. That guy in today's NFL, he is the Michael Vick. Yeah, he's awesome. Top team of cool runnings. That's easy, Tim. We could just cool runnings.
Fictional athletes, huh?
If we get out of the Spencer Love doghouse anytime soon, might do some cool running stuff. That's my number 2.
All right, you took Willie Beeman, huh?
Yeah, dude.
All right, I'm gonna take. This is tough. This is a tough one on the fly like that. I'm taking Happy Gilmore. That's who I'm taking. Good old Happy Gilmore.
Well, then I'm taking Ricky Bobby. Because if you ain't first, you last.
You last. All right, so you're taking Ricky Bobby.
I could do an entire episode.
I am going to take.
Bobby.
I'm going to take Rocky.
Is he fictional? He has a statue in Philly. No, I'm just
Yeah,
kidding.
that's how sad Philadelphia
No, I
people
know.
are. They have a fake character as their hero.
Right.
And I'm sorry. Is anyone from Philly? I don't care. So, all right.
Our Philly market is definitely.
Yeah, I'm from Boston. Like I don't like Philly. That's what it is.
Oh man.
Penguins, Bruins,
Oh.
Steelers. That's Pittsburgh, but it's all Pennsylvania. Run hell. So anyway, third pick for you.
Oh man, drawing a blank, but Booby Miles.
Oh yeah, Friday Night Lights.
That dude was so good. Friday Night Lights. I got the
The
quarterback.
TV show was better than the movie.
I never saw
I'll
the
stand-
TV.
Oh.
The movie. Oh, the movie's fantastic.
Yeah, no, the movie's
died
great.
at
The
the
TV
end.
show is wonderful.
I love all y'all. Mike Winchell.
One thing about Remember the Titans, all-time great movie.
Oh,
Sunshine is fantastic in that movie.
Yeah.
Ryan Gosling,
Trash.
absolute liability. at corner.
Trash.
An absolute
Listen, ladies,
liability.
You may love
He
that
might be a
guy,
looker.
but he
absolute
ain't covering
liability.
shit.
Get the hell out of here.
He ain't covering shit like we're not.
All right,
covering
I'm taking
it
number
for
3.
us.
No. This is the steal of the draft. Steal of the draft. Third round, I'm taking Benny the Jet Rodriguez
Oh, that's
from The Sandlot.
That's a good one. I like that.
Benny the Jet Rodriguez. Sandlot, my favorite movie of all the times.
That's not cool, Swags. You stick around for JPJ. He's a Colts fan.
Can't stand the pay. I mean, I would hate teams that win all the time too.
Oh, dude. Don't make me do it. I'm gonna do it. Tony Danza from Angels in the Outfield.
Well, what's his name? I need the fictional. You can't pick. You can't.
What's his
Come on.
name? Oh,
Come
no.
on.
Oh.
Come on.
He
I'm not.
died. He died.
They tell you he died. You don't see him die because that would have been
Mel Clark. It's
Mel Clark. Yeah, Tony Danza.
Because JP comes up to him. He's like, "You used to be Mel Clark." Yeah, kid.
Yeah.
But he single-handedly took that trash team. It was all him. It wasn't.
You're damn right, Tim. You're damn right.
No,
You're
that
damn
Sandlot pick that's a good one.
Benny the Jet, baby, stud. I'm showing my age here, but I'm going to pick another. This movie's from the 80s. In my opinion, it's the greatest sports movie ever made. I'm taking Jimmy Chitwood from Hoosiers.
Ooh, Hoosiers is so good, dude. Don't get caught watching.
That's your neck of the woods.
Yes, down in
I'm taking Jimmy Chitwoods.
French Lick, right? No, they weren't from French Lick. They were from
No, he scored 4 touchdowns. He scored 4 touchdowns for Polk High, Al Bundy. He also bowled an almost perfect game on one of the most
There's
legendary
so many-
episodes of
now
Married
that
with
we're
Children.
going that I
See, like this, yeah, we didn't do this with research, but now that we're starting to think about it, we're like, oh
God,
shit,
I've
there's
got
so many more
I'm just
fictional
leaving.
characters.
I'm just leaving. I've got one more pick, and I'm like, well, I'm gonna go
Whoa.
with it. Henry Rowan Gardner,
Nice.
Rookie of the Year, 120 miles an hour. He blew out his arm though, so that he's
Yeah, then he
a
had to do the
liability.
floater. He had to do the floater.
Then he did the floater, but I don't know if he ever recovered from that. But he won the Cubs a World Series. I know everybody talks about 2016, but it
Yeah.
was Rowan Gardner that.
Parrish with the good one up here. Ricky Vaughn.
I was
with
thinking
the wild thing.
Willie Mays Hayes.
Oh, God, we got Josh Robinson bringing us a raid. Hello,
my
Josh. Thank you, my friend, for hopping in here.
Well, and
They're all
CFC's
here.
what's
They're
up,
all here.
guys? We're talking fictional athletes.
We're talking fictional
talking
athletes. That's been
weddings.
our
We got a
draft.
lot of stuff.
Josh, I know you loved it. We talked about the wedding, the index wedding for a long time. Oh, wait. CFG did the streams. I apologize. I will take away the credit from Josh and give it to the CFG streams. My B.
Follow
Josh
CFC
came in
streams.
hot.
Follow
Oh, wait.
Josh.
There's a fight in the chat.
Yeah, they're beefing
There's a
on
fight in the chat. I'm not picking sides. I'm not picking sides.
Oh, Parrish with
Oh, Airbud.
oh wait, I hit
Sorry,
it. You
I
hit
think
it. Sorry, we're both. You hit it. I can't. I'm so excited.
Let me
Airbud.
control. Let me control.
I get it. I got buttons in front of me.
Guys, there's an all-out war. There's an all-out war going on in the chat right now.
Why can't y'all just get along? Welcome
Oh
to
my
Between Two Beards.
Kenny Powers is also super
Kenny
duper
Powers,
excellent.
yes.
Super duper excellent. For the people that just joined, first of all, thank you. Whether it was CFG or Josh, we appreciate both of you. Whoever it was, thank you for the raid. And thank you all for hanging in. We are talking about fictional characters, fictional athletes. So any sports athletes, TV shows,
Nacho
movies.
Libre.
Nacho Libre is a good one. We're having a draft with stuff like that. So if you have any favorites, throw it in there.
Does David
Throw him in
Arquette
there.
ready to rumble count since he kind of became world champion? So he
yes.
became a real athlete.
I mean, does Bugs Bunny from Space Jam count? Because Bugs Bunny
Yes.
was good in Space Jam.
Lola was where it was at.
Lola
She
was,
much
yeah,
better.
she was the good one.
Bugs was kind of trash. She was a
Yeah.
liability.
All right, I have one more pick.
Woody from Toy Story.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Woody from Toy Story. I have one more pick, and I don't know what to do. I should probably pick Zac Efron. But that's a good one. The wrestler, Randy the Ram from
I
The
like,
Wrestler. That was a good one.
Spenny's comment.
Tin Cup.
Imagine
Yeah.
being the dude cut for a dog.
Marge Simpson. All right. Yeah, she was a bowler.
Now, I just want to go on a little, like, imagine being that kid. Like, I'll be that kid. Like, if I were to go home and be like, yeah, I just missed the cut of the basketball team. And my dad be like, who got the spot, son? A dog. Like,
Oh, for Airbud?
yeah, like, what do you mean?
Yeah, there's a dog on the
Like,
team.
yeah, there's a dog on the team. My parents wouldn't be like, let's run and yell at the coach and say, why didn't my son make the team? But I can imagine some, kids' parents be like, you picked a canine over my kid. We spent X, Y, and Z on all these camps. We support the school. Well, he's just not good enough. He's not what we're looking for at the power forward spot.
Yeah, 100%. Oh, man. All right, I still have one more pick, and I don't know what to do.
Now Josh is fighting with Love Wrestling.
They're just all out war. It's just chaos. It's just chaos in the chat. It's just
We
absolute
were trying to end on a
pandemonium.
solid note. Here we are going into a little overtime with the fight.
There's absolute pandemonium in the chat.
You get what we did today. We got Spencer all fired up. Josh is all fired. It's just what we do. Welcome to Between Two Beards, baby.
You know what? My last pick is going to be the only female in this draft. I'm taking Icebox.
That's
I'm taking the Icebox
Yes, that's
from
where my-
Little Giants.
Oh, she's so good, dude.
my
That was
last
where my
pick.
fifth pick was going to go until I was like, shoot, Rowan
Two-way
Gardner's
player.
not.
She was
Oh.
a two-way player.
But only because they had
Running back and linebacker. Two-way player.
she was fullback.
The Icebox.
She was not the running back. She was the fullback.
Okay, well, she ran the football.
Because then you hear Spike don't play with girls.
Yeah, but Spike left and he went to the Cowboys
know,
because
what
his
a-
dad and himself were
His
bitches.
his dad was a little suspect.
His dad, well, first of all,
his
dad, dick.
he was
but
like, I rub
Spike
his
was a
legs
little
with
bitch.
buttermilk. I rub his hamstrings with buttermilk every night.
Oh, there we go. The boss said it. It's official. Icebox, bro. I got Icebox and Benny the Jet Rodriguez. I mean, what else do I
I
need?
think Spencer has it out for me. I mean, you spend
Well, you blew the budget
blew
big time.
budget after budget after budget.
Oh, yeah, that's a Goldberg from the Mighty Ducks. I think if you were picking somebody from the Mighty Ducks, you pick Fulton.
Now, if we're gonna have that Fulton
Or Charlie Conway. Would you pick Charlie Conway?
no, you take Banks if you're talking overall.
Oh,
skill.
if you're talking like just straight up hockey skills, it's
yeah, if
Adam
you're talking
Banks.
because Conway is that like gritty.
He's the
all
clutch
heart-
guy.
Yeah.
Conway's Patrice Bergeron.
right? And then Goldberg was just fat.
Well, Goldberg's the goalie.
Yeah, but if you why? Because he's big. He's got to be.
I don't know.
So, in terms of the Mighty Ducks, if we're talking as the movies, you take Gunnar Stahl from D2. That guy is just phenomenal at
Yeah.
hockey.
Yeah.
But if you're taking strictly from the Ducks from movie 1 to movie 3, the best overall player is Julie the Cat Gaffney in terms of goaltending skills. She never lets anything by.
It's true. From Bangor, Maine.
Yeah, she's the reason they got the title in the Goodwill Games. But I mean, I could talk about this for the next hour if you want.
No,
But
I need to go to bed.
It's Adam Banks. Conway is good if you like all heart, but he's more of a coach and a player. Handles,
Fair.
is, Jesse Hall's really good too. I think he's a hothead though, and that kind of gets in the way of
There we go. You take Aberman, bro.
Aberman.
No, you take
not
Aberman.
You take Aberman Wordsmith and take that L. I'm not putting Aberman. That guy was.
And that is true. The same actor who played Benny the Jet Rodriguez was Luis Mendoza. I believe his name in real life is Mike Vitar. I don't know why I know that, but I do. Party. All
And
right.
Jesse Hall was the pitcher in The Sandlot.
Yes.
Fun fact.
Cake
Yes,
eater, bro.
Cake eater. Which, why is that an insult? I eat cake for days, obvious.
Yeah, because if you're a cake eater, back in the day, if you were chubby, you were a loser.
But Adam Banks is not chubby at all.
I don't know.
Adam
No,
Banks
I don't
is
think
like-
that's. I don't think that's a thing. I
Well,
think cake
I'll
eater.
go
I think I don't know what cake
chubby.
eater means, but it has
No.
nothing to do with that.
I
Just
know
if
what
you
it
eat a lot of
means
cake,
now.
you'll end up being chubby. So
So
But,
do we need to get to the big finale here and get the plugs out of the way?
Yeah, do it, bro.
We into a little overtime.
yeah, we
tonight.
are in overtime. We're 3 minutes over.
Yeah,
we get
we're
yelled
giving
at.
you guys that extra because we had CFC.
Oh, there you go.
CFC
Rich kids eat cake. Cake eater.
to pour-
That's probably accurate. I believe that's probably accurate.
I mean, I'm not going to dispute it.
It was a rich kid slight. That makes sense. That's fair.
Is the Love Wrestling champion. I can't disparage what he says. He knows all.
Yeah, I agree. That's probably all right.
Well,
All right, Pluggo.
tonight, thank you guys for all stopping by. Thank you for the raid. We had a lot of support. Thank you to Sean Ross Sapp for dropping us that video. He didn't have to do that as he so eloquently put in the
We're
video.
gonna play it again on the way up.
We'll play it again one more time on the way
For
out.
those of you who just popped in now, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Pluggo.
go for it.
For those of you who just popped in now, we had a special guest earlier today. It was Sean Ross Sapp, the king, the
Of
king.
Mindful.
And he dropped a major scoop. He gave us a B2B exclusive scoop. We will play it at the end of the show one more time before we get out of here. Pluggo, I'm sorry. Continue, my friend.
No, you're good. All that's what I was going to say. And also stay tuned. I am currently working on, for those that have followed me, like we talked last week, I am currently in the process of putting together the 68 team bracket of all the PWI top 100. There'll be 2 separate brackets of the top 100, a 68 and a 32. Stay tuned for that. We're going to put it on all of our socials here at Between Two Beers and hopefully make it as big as it usually is, but not bigger because I got JPJ involved with me this time.
Yeah.
Other than that, I've got not a ton going on. I'm just, back to work this weekend, hanging out. There'll be some wrestling on. I'm sure I'll watch, Friday Night SmackDown. I can't wait for NXT 2.0. We've got some secret stuff in the works, me and JPJ, that we'll be announcing shortly. So if you're on our Twitter at B2Beards, you've already seen some hints being dropped. Maybe. So if you guys can start piecing it together, let us know what you think we're doing. But JPJ, you tell the fans what you've got going on, because I know you are the busiest man in podcasting.
I don't know about that. But no, this week personally, I will be Sunday morning, 9 a.m. we are going to get, it is called the Weekend Elite Report. That'll be the new name for the AEW review show between the franchise, Mr. Matt, and myself, where we will be going in depth on Dynamite and Rampage. So be on the lookout for that. And then he just popped in a little while ago with, I don't know, he said it was his raid. Some of his people said it wasn't his raid.
Somebody
I have
rated-
no idea. But I love him nonetheless, whoever the raid was.
two-time
but-
guest.
Two-time guest, Mr. Josh Robinson.
No, 3-time.
We will be starting a new show, which he's thrown some teasers out on his Twitter. If you go to his Twitter, it is Josh Robinson _00. We're going to have a show called J&J Power Hour, the J&J Power Hour. And that debuts next week. It will be next Thursday. I'm very excited about that. It's a very cool idea. We've talked about it. I'm excited. I can't give details of what the first episode is about yet. I believe he might announce it, or we might just go into it when it debuts. But it's a very cool concept. It's a very great idea. I'm very excited about it. That will be on his Twitch channel, which I'm super excited about. But here on Love Wrestling, obviously, we have stuff going on all the time. We have our Saturday. Oh, my name starts with J.
My name
For
also
the first
starts
day.
with a J. Am I in this too?
Yeah.
Or just
I mean, it's just all the J's.
days
Man.
for days?
It's just all the J's, man. It's a J party. What the hell was I saying? Oh yeah, we have a lot of stuff going on in Love Wrestling. We have the Saturdays Reacts. I believe we're calling it the Rest Hold. The Wordsmith, who is in here for the majority of this show. I hope he's still in here. But the Wordsmith is having a show this Saturday called the Rest Hold, which will be a discussion about mental health, which is obviously a serious matter that a lot of us here take very, very seriously. So that should be a good thing to join
Check
and listen
that
and
out.
participate in.
Check
If
on
you
your
do, check it
people.
out. Yep. Check on your people. Make sure you tell your people you love them and you're there for them, no matter how strong they seem to be. Sometimes the strongest people are the ones that need the most help.
And don't forget, social media, that's a lot of people's highlight reels, right? So they may look like they're doing well, but you don't know what's going on in the day to day. So reach out to those people you love.
Yep. So that will be
I will be checking that show out.
I will be as well. So that'll be this Saturday. We have the Saturday Reacts. We have the Sunday Brunch. LoveWrestling.ca. You can find it all there. We got Spencer's interviews, articles. We got all sorts of things.
Did you just hype up stuff that might have been canceled because we just spent so much money?
Maybe. I don't know. I gotta do my shtick, man. And the Wordsmith is correct there. Love wrestling. We love each other. Everyone should ELE.
We love
I
you.
believe.
We love everybody.
Everybody
that
love
comes-
everybody.
Everybody that
love
supports
everybody.
us on all of our socials, all of our shows. We are a very tight-knit group here at Love Wrestling, but we also love all of our fans. And if you guys ever need to reach out to any of us, our handles are right there. Mine is obviously not Breaker at the end, just Pluggo _, but my DMs are always open if you guys need to talk.
And I second that sentiment. All right. We're going to get out of here, people. Thank you again for participating in the chat. This is always a highlight of my week, being able to chat about some crazy stuff with Pluggo and all you guys. Appreciate y'all. We'll be back here. We are going to try and raid Putting You Over. So stick around and follow us to the raid. We are going to, as he says, he's on mobile, so he doesn't 100% know if it'll work, but we're certainly going to try.
Oh, we've kicked him out. The SRS video dropped him to just mobile access. Oh, boy.
Yeah, I mean, hey.
Enjoy
you got to make sacrifices. If you want, you got to make sacrifices sometimes.
We'll play the scoop, and then we're going to play the outro. And until next week, guys, we are outie.
All right, here it is. The big scoop again. If you missed it earlier, Sean Ross Sapp with his big scoop. We will see you guys next week. Peace out.
I was asked to appear on this show and hype up the Bengals. I don't know what that means. They're 1-0. They're undefeated. They're going to win the Super Bowl this year. But you're a Canadian. You probably don't even care about football anyway. I don't know. I just signed a new contract. I don't have to do outside bookings if I don't want to. But I'm being paid handsomely for this. Blew your whole budget on this. So what I'm going to do, instead of giving you 30 seconds, I'm going to give you a full minute with a huge wrestling scoop to give you your money's worth at the end of this minute. Now, I don't have to do that. I'm just a great guy with a brand new contract, as I mentioned, not forced to do anything that I don't want to do. So let's get straight to the point. The huge scoop that I'm about to drop. Oh, sorry, the minute's up. I gave you more than what you asked for. Have a good show.
My best friends. Some people say we have a problem.